This is Tech Math 2, and we're in day 2 of the final exam review. The first question we'll do is number 22. Design a rectangular glass plate whose area is 864 inches squared. Bummer. 8.864 inches squared, and whose length is 6 less than the width. So there's the width, and here's the length over there. Okay, so W times W minus 6 is 864.
This is 3 times.
Is whose length is 3 inches less than 3 times. 3 times the width minus. Okay, there we go. Is that better? Slightly. Okay, so I've got 3W squared minus 6W minus 864 is equal to 0. We could factor it. We could use the quadratic formula. We could do all kinds of things. What I would do is use my calculator, go second function polynomial solver, and say that I've got a 3, and I've got a minus 6, and I've got a minus 864, and have it tell me the answer. So x can be, in this case w, can be minus 16, which probably, well, that could be an answer. And then the other answer is 18. Width is 18. So minus 16 is probably not a good answer, but 18 probably is. So I would go with 18. 18 inches. Now, I could have gone and done something different. Want me to do something different? All right, so I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna say, well, you know, this guy looks like everything's divisible by 3, so I'm going to divide everything by 3. W squared minus 2W minus 288. Really? 864 divided by 3. Yep, 288. Okay, and then I could factor that as W minus 18, W plus 16, because I know that's the right answer, right? Otherwise, I couldn't do that. I'd have to use the quadratic formula. And then I'd say, well, W is going to be either 18 or minus 16, and minus 16 doesn't make any sense, so I would keep the 18 guy. Okay, well, anyway, the bottom line is I'd use my computer on that problem. I think we had this on one of the quizzes, because I just recall grading a quiz with it on. So the issue is I need to rationalize the denominator. So if I have 8 over square root 20y cubed, I'm going to have to multiply top and bottom by 20y cubed squared, square root of square root of 20y cubed. 20y cubed. Okay, there we go. So now I've got square root of 20 is 2 the square root of 5. So I've got 16 square root of 2 y square root of y. Well, isn't that convenient? I mean, just throw everything out there like that. Y cubed. All right, well, 4 can go into there 4 times. 4 can go into there 5 times. Why isn't that a 5? I don't know why that's not a 5. And that guy can go away, and he can be a 2. And when I get done, what do I have? 4 the square root of 5y divided by 5y squared. Is that right? We'll check the key. See what the key thinks. Oh, look at that. The key doesn't think it's right. The key is wrong. Somebody rewrote this as the fourth root of 5y over 5y squared. So that's what the key has. Way to go. Way to go for proofing the key.
There's 10 points.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, that's not 10 points for you guys. The key's wrong.
Which one that's not really key that's not important?
No, only the hard ones. This is just put it in your calculator and make it work. And I want 4 significant digits. Okay, so log 783 divided by log 4925. And it doesn't matter whether we use common log or not. Okay, so 0.7837. And we'd probably put a 0 in front of it. Okay, good enough? Hopefully that easy. All right. Now this guy wants me to do exact answers. All right, so find the reference angle in radians for the angle measuring 4 pi over, okay, so we look at that in 14 pi over, that's a second quadrant guy sitting over here. And in the second quadrant, the angle is pi minus the reference angle. So if this is the reference, no, I find the reference angle. Okay, so I've got 14 pi over 15 is equal to pi minus the reference angle. So the reference angle, pi minus 14 pi over 15, 1 pi, what's this 1 pi garbage? Who's wasting their ink on that? All right, pi over 15. All right. Now this is probably a problem with Mulder, either no solution at all or more than one solution. You know, we fall into the category of it might be one of those types of problems. Okay, so this is 32.6 and A 328 and B 253. Okay, so it looks like we have a law of sines going on. So the 328 over the sine of 2.6 is equal to 253 over sine B. Okay, so we want C, we want B, and we want little c. That's what we're looking for. All right, so B is the arc sine of 253 sine 2.6 divided by 328. Okay, so arc sine, got it, 253 times sine 32.6 divided by 328, close parentheses, and I've got 24.5. I'm going to make it 24.6. B is 24.6. Okay, so if B is 24.6, then C is going to be 180 minus that answer minus the A guy, 32.6. And I'm going to have 122.8. And then I'm going to calculate little c. So little c divided by the sine of 122.8 is equal to 328 divided by the sine of 32.6. So little c would be the sine of my answer times 328 divided by the sine of 32.6. I hope I'm in degrees. I am. Okay, that's good. 511. Okay, that's good enough. 511 feet. All right, so there's my answer. But I noticed that there's a second answer because that 34.6 was so small, it probably means I have a second answer. No, I probably don't, because at 24.6, that means as a reference angle, that means the third quadrant guy is 180 minus that, right? 180 minus 24.6, which is 155. And if I take 155.4 and I add the A guy to them plus 32.8, I become more than 180. So there's no second answer. Good. I don't have to find it. Saves my, helps me out some. Okay. Find the amplitude, the period, and sketch the function. All right, so the amplitude is 2. The period is pi. So the period is 2 pi divided by 2, which is pi. And now I got to sketch the function. So it's a sine function. I'm going to go up to 2, down to minus 2, up to 2, down to minus 2, back to where I was. And that's 2 cycles. And I'm going to cross there at pi and cross over here at 2 pi. Okay, good enough? Okay, find this guy in radians. Sure, we're going to do that. Okay, so we want the secant of the angle whose sine is minus 1/2. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. So that's minus 30 degrees. So we want the secant of minus 30 degrees. Now secant is 1 over cosine. So we want the cosine, we want 1 over the cosine of minus 30 degrees. And the cosine of 30 degrees is the square root of 3 over 2. So that means that we're going to have 2 divided by the square root of 3, and I'm going to rationalize the denominator, and I'm going to write down a final answer, 2 the square root of 3 over 3. Okay, anybody believe that answer? Check the key for 10 points, or let it be. Go ahead. And check it. Check the key. Yep. Key's wrong. No, key's not bad. 28. Oh, this looks good. $29. Well, it wasn't that lovely. Total, complete lack of control of the cursor. Well, Ben, you got here too early. We had a plan all in place to hose you over, and then you went and got here too early, and we couldn't do anything about it. Write each complex number in rectangular form. Yeah, we're supposed to be done when you walked in, and but we had some problems with the computer, and we didn't get started right away. And
Is that significant at all?
yeah, yes, it is. The question was, what pisses you off the most in life, doing with education? It's an 89.5% B. So, yeah, that's pretty funny, isn't it? Okay, well, I don't know what I'd do with this guy. I'd probably go 3 square root of 2 times, what's the cosine of 30? 130. Okay, so the cosine of 130, well, that's not helpful. Oh, 3 significant digits? Okay, very good. Minus 0.643. All right, plus j times the sine of 30, 130. 0.776. And then I go, okay, well, that's good. 2 times the square root of 3, square root of 2, times 0.643. 2.73 plus 3 times square root of 2 times 0.776, 3.29J. So that's probably what I would do. I could do something different than that, but that's probably what I would want to do with that. Okay, well, before we get to the next problem, we'll just throw one in here. 2x divided by the square root of x to the 4th minus 2x squared. All right. So we'll make this x. No, we'll keep it that way. All right. Can this be simplified? That's the issue. So can I go and say that this is 2x divided by x square root of x squared minus 2, and then say that this is 2 over the square root of x squared minus 2. Is that okay? Can I do that? And the answer is no, I can't. What if x were a minus 1? Well, let's say that let's make x a minus 2. Okay, so x is equal to minus 2. So on top I got a minus 4. On the bottom I've got minus 2 to the 4th, which is 16, minus 8. 16 minus 8 is 8. So I'd have minus 1 over 2, right? If I put in this guy minus 2, then I'm dividing by, no I'm not, I have 2 over 4, 2 over 2? I have 2 over 2 for 1. So the issue is when I bring out this square term out of the square root guy, I have to do it with absolute value sign, and if I bring it out with absolute value sign, then I can't just cross these guys out. So that's the issue there. Okay, well, you've seen it here first, or second, or third, or not at all. So weird things can happen when you do things with square roots. Well, what in the world is this? Put it in my... Now, what's going to happen on this particular problem is Ben's going to multiply it by 30 and get the wrong answer. That's what's going to happen. I can see it now. Square root of parentheses 7.5 double E2 raised to the 3rd plus parentheses. 6.2 double E 2 close parentheses raised to the 4th. And I want 3 significant digits, and I see 3.85 times 10 to the 5th. Well, that seems right. Check my key real quick, see if the key agrees with me. It does, but the key does not have it in scientific notation. So there's, yeah, so no. So that'd be a perfectly okay answer too. Unless, of course, you had 100 up to that point, and then we'd have to think about it.
So which one would be more correct?
They're both correct. Oh, you want the most correct answer?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's a different issue. Now, it says the 3 significant digits, right?
Yeah.
But you only have 2. So what I would do is I would say that this is a more correct answer, and I would allow the instructor to go minus 0.1 significant digits because you didn't do that, knowing that you actually have the right answer. That's what I would do. I would stick to my guns and say, just because you want 3, I'm not giving them to you because you don't have 3. Okay, so that would be the more correct answer. Okay, and you have to do it with an attitude. So none of this smiley face stuff. Okay, you gotta do it with an attitude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So does that answer that question?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the more correct answer is my blue answer. But of course, if you put that down, I'd have to give you -1 because you didn't follow the directions. But that is the more correct answer. So yeah, it's sort of like
If we argue that. Pretty much
yeah.
right.
Every answer right now is like, damn it, this is the right answer.
Yeah, exactly, with an attitude, right? So prior to us bombing Gaddafi, that was before you were born, right? 80, maybe 87, 86, yeah. Anyway, here's the Mediterranean, and the Tel Aviv was in the Mediterranean someplace, and it ran into a Tango class submarine.